Good morning, everyone. It is 7:30 a.m. on June 25th. I don't know why I'm up this early. Actually, I never really went to sleep. I don't know why either. Had kind of a rough night. But I'm out in the garden this morning. First sunny day in a while. It's just been pouring rain. And I've shown the asparagus, which, again, not picking this year, but it looks fantastic. I'm not going to name every plant. I know I tend to do that. Today I'm just showing off how everything's doing in general. We've got fruit on nearly every plant. Again, I think this is the only one that doesn't have active fruit, but it does have flowers now. But everybody is doing fine. I'm gonna have ripe tomatoes in mid-July. Some might have ripe tomatoes in less than a week, which would be fun. I never had a ripe tomato at the end of June that I grew myself, even a cherry tomato. So you can see I got fun stuff. Bush beans perking up here. Look at these eggplant. Look at the size of the eggplants. They're amazing. My peppers are starting to finally fill out. Look at this guy. So I don't know about these other two. They're still kind of low, but they look healthy, so might still get something off them. But look, I've got teeny weeny little flowers in there. So I'm gonna get some habaneras. I'm so excited. I always wanted to try those. My beets, which I planted in here with the intention of them being fairly shaded, or maybe a little too shaded. Also, there's a cutworm in here. So the soil I bought from the landscape supply center, every bed has had a cutworm, which for the most part isn't a problem, because they don't hurt big plants. You can see it damaged like this little seedling here, but it might recover. Had a couple things that they've utterly destroyed, some small seedlings, but when it comes to stuff like I had planted a ton of sunflowers and they cut about half of them, but still plenty of sunflowers. So what do I do first? Oh, okay. Chamomile. No, my chamomile, I actually harvested some yesterday and had fresh chamomile tea, which I've never had in my life, and it's amazing. I love it. It's so sweet. It does taste like chamomile, but like better. Oh, look. This is why. So we've had days of rain. A little bit of blight on this potato, but I'll come out and cut that off. As you can see, for the most part, these potatoes look absolutely fantastic. Let me actually back up and show you. They're outgrowing this frame even. I am going to cover them today because I'm starting to see some Japanese beetles, just one or two right now, but I want to cover these before they're infested with them. So yeah, there's my pruning pile. So then we'll go up here. This sunflower, look at that. Oh, look, it's facing the sun too. Good morning, sun. Yeah, that's going to be one of those big chocolate, dark brown, black sunflowers. I'm so excited to see that too. And it's got, I don't know if we can see from here. Get up on this bed. It's got its head forming, so might have a flower there within a few days. Next time we do this for sure. So I just wanted to kind of in general talk about what I'm experiencing here that's so different from where we lived before. So in Central Oregon, of course I was growing in grow bags, but all the same, you know, it doesn't really rain there in the summer, and it freezes pretty late. The last frost date is so late in the year that it's hard to get anything going. There's a very short growing season, and you have to water constantly on your own. I feel like I was always underwatering. Here, since it just rains all the time, it's actually kind of a challenge to make sure stuff doesn't get overwatered, but everything is just a jungle. Just a jungle. So let's just do these lower beds real quick. So there's a cutworm in the strawberry bed too, comes along occasionally, and I just find a leaf or three on the ground every morning. It's fine. They're not damaging the heart of the plant. There is one of the little ones that damaged over there, but I still think it'll recover. But we are starting to get blossoms. Now, from what I've read, I should probably cut these off because the point of the first year you have strawberries is to root them really good so that next year you have a huge harvest. So I probably will come through and cut off the blossoms, which kind of hurts my heart, but there you go. And then all this chives is growing really well. It's actually the stuff I seeded. These are chives too. The chives I seeded are starting to pop up too. So these are all garlic chives that I seeded, which is different from these regular ones. They do grow up in little bunches. Can't really see too well. There's a whole bunch that are from me seeding them. And I've been cutting the strawberry runners, and I've replanted a few. Yeah, there's some more. That's just from all the rain. So I'll have to come out and cut off anything where I see mildew or any kind of blight sort of an issue before it takes over. It's going to show, yeah, which plant? Aha, this is the one. Oh, and it looks even more damaged today. Look at that. Look at this. Yeah, there is a cutworm in this area. That's pretty bad. And it might still recover since it's the root that matters. So we'll see. If not, it's not like I don't have a bunch of other strawberry plants and runners, and it's fine. I do think that that's one variety, the only one that rooted of a specific variety. So it would be kind of sad to lose it, but such is life. The asparagus are making me happy. Every time I come out here, they're putting on new little spears. Some of the varieties have these tinier spears. Some of them are, so there's ferns and spears, and they're just, yeah, look at this. Very healthy soil. Sorry. Sometimes I forget, we still live next to a road. My garden brings me peace, so even when it's loud out here, I don't really notice, except when I'm recording. Yeah, look at that spear. Anywho, okay. Bee balm. I gotta go look up exactly when I'm supposed to harvest these, because I do want to dry them and turn them into tea. I really like bergamot. I know Mom didn't like the flavor of bergamot, but well, since I can't have black tea, do what I can. Like I said, every single bed has a cutworm or two in it, so sometimes I've lost a few carrots, but again, just a few. Holy crap, look at how many. Look at this bed. I know it's not as big and bushy as the others because it's mostly low plants, but the onions, look at these. Look at the onions. That is exciting to me. They're just huge. They're not bulbing too much yet, but I suspect that one is back there a bit. You can actually see the top of the bulb. Same with that one over there. So we're gonna have buckets of onions. I have to figure out how to cure them, make them last. Yeah, and the carrots are doing fine. Now, it's not a great time of year to grow carrots. They're not going to be the best tasting carrots because carrots like it cool to stay sweet. But I'll probably harvest them as mid-size, not let them get too full size, and then replant for the fall a whole bunch of carrots. This is, oh gosh, see, I never was able to grow this in Bend. Not very well. I just scattered some seeds in here, and now I have this much. This is mustard. It's a frizzy mustard. I actually come out here and pick off the leaves and just eat them because it's not harmful to the plant. Call it cut and come again. With lettuces and mustards like this, you can do that, and since it just rained, it's very clean. Really peppery. Oh, I love this stuff. Great in salads. So this pepper isn't getting any bigger. This is the big box store pepper. The ones I seeded, although they were slower to get started, look at this. So these are those seeds I saved from a farmer's market, and they are looking fantastic now, starting to blossom again. Slower. There's blossoms, and there are no peppers yet, but I will have peppers, no problem. Same with the full-size eggplants here. They're a little slower to get started, but doing fine. That's what I want for breakfast. Mustard. Okay, so this is the plant I was telling you guys about. It's the fastest growing plant in the garden so far. Well, maybe the sunflowers win that award now, but so if you remember 20 days ago, this only had about 4 leaves and was a really tiny little plant. And as you can see now, it's a big monster plant. and it's gonna just keep doubling in size and doubling in size. So probably should have given it more room. I didn't realize how much room the this nasturtium. That's one plant. I did not realize how big nasturtium got. Haven't grown it before. Beautiful though. Look at all these pretty flowers. Everywhere you look, they're flowering. So these are edible too. I tasted the leaves. Somebody said that to some people they taste like gasoline, and I get that. I don't think they taste like gasoline. They do have a very fiery bite though. They're not just peppery like a mustard. So but yeah, the flowers and the petals, or the leaves I mean, are edible. So this plant though, this ground cherry, husk cherry, whatever you want to call it. Look at this. It's already got a bunch of fruit on it. You harvest these when they fall to the ground. That's why they're actually called ground cherries. So you know they're ripe then. They're they're the same family as tomato, or tomatillo, and they are delicious. We got hooked on these in Germany, and they're really popular here. They actually sell them at farmers markets. It's the first time I've ever seen them for sale in public, because there's a large German population here from the Amish. So yeah, the Amish people actually always have husk cherries when you go to the farmers market. Just look how fast everything, like I said, putting on fruit. This is that chocolate sprinkles. So I will eat cherry tomatoes soon. Okay, let's go back over here. I'll try not to be here all morning, I promise, but it's hard. Truly. Did I cut that off myself last night? I must have. All right. No sun yet in this part of the garden. Ooh, everything's flowering so nice though. Yeah, I know. Again, this looks real sparse right now, and I don't like that plants 6 feet from each other look, but it'll fill out. The whole point of this garden is for all this stuff to fill out in a year or two. So, but it looks okay now. Everything's doing fine. Look at this though. I have to pull. I gotta just clean this up. This is all weeds. James has a great idea. He wants to buy some local ground cover, some just low growing stuff, and just kind of plant that in every area around the house that looks ugly. Stuff that's real low maintenance. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, squash. Is the sun going to be making this impossible to see? It's possible. Possible this isn't the best time of day to be taking this. Anyway, these are monsters. I'm not used to them being this big in Central Oregon. I did get pretty big squash considering I was growing them in containers, but come on, look at this. This is like an alien monster. And also look how many. We ate squash blossoms for dinner last night, or with dinner last night. Just the male blossoms. They're so good. And even James, it's like his favorite vegetable now. He prefers the blossoms to the actual fruit. But look how many I've got on here. 2 that have been fertilized. Already this one, that one, and then today I made sure this one was. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one back there I must have made sure was fertilized too. There's 4 more back there. So like, there's 7 squash on that plant. That's insane. I know. Squash. Okay. So this is the patty pans. Look at these, are so pretty. So first fruits of these. I love patty pans so much. There's another one over here. So we're going to be eating lots of fun, healthy vegetables. Oh, you can see more of the cutworm damage on that plant down there, on that leaf. But that's okay. It's not going to really hurt it. So you can see the sunflowers that made it are doing okay. I have different waves of sunflowers because I guess the sunflowers died back and look kind of ugly. So I planted 2 sets of them about 3 weeks apart, maybe a month apart even. So we'll get those to head up. And when they're dying, this whole row, there's a whole row of them right here behind the squash that should come up and hopefully look pretty. Anyway, so as you can see, this is what is interesting to me, this kind of stuff. So again, these tomatoes are roughly what, 3 feet tall? I would be lucky at this point in Central Oregon to have tomatoes that were 1 foot tall. So, and again, all fruit. Every plant, these are full size. So that's only a baby fruit. And this one's going to be one of those cat-faced fruit, this first one, but that's okay. I don't mind harvesting those. You still get something off of them. Some people cut the first cat-faced fruit off. Often the very first fruit on a large tomato is a cat-faced one. Look at all the ones in here though. This is that Dr. White cheese, which I hear is amazing tasting, so I'm very excited for these. And there's lots of them already starting, and the plants look fine. This is interesting because this is the plant that I was worried about and almost pulled. And I'm glad I didn't, because look, it's recovering fine. It's not as tall as the others, but it's fruiting. And it doesn't look sickly anymore, just small. It's not stunted or twisted or curled or anything abnormally. This is the Sun Gold, which is like, yeah, I mean, that's why I think that's, you can see why this is a farmer's market cherry tomato. Not only is it delicious, it's prolific and super healthy. Look at that thing. It's a monster plant. Anyway, this one's still struggling. Another one of the farmer's market Save Seeds favorite gold tomato, but it's okay. It's just looking a little funky, but alive and green and healthy. It's not like diseased or anything. These are the acorn squash, which are getting pretty big, but they might be a little crowded here, so we'll just kind of see how they do. Yeah, don't need to look at every single tomato, Linda. I want to, but we have to pole beans. Do pole beans bush out after they go straight up? I don't know. I've never grown a pole bean. I guess we'll find out. There's a bush bean here too. I kind of hedged my bets. What can I say? And okay, I'm going to make myself not go down this row of tomatoes, but you can again see I just finished roping these up yesterday on the Florida leaf trellis thingy here I built. And you can see they're already trying to outgrow it. They're just, like I said, it's like a jungle. I come out here and prune and try and make sure everything's got lots of airflow and there's no diseased leaves or anything, and they just, look at this, they just outgrow everything really rapidly too. And I'm glad so I got these little basil plants in all the corners. This is a Thai basil, which Thai basil is fantastic. Make Thai noodle soup. Liz loves that too. Yeah, so I've got basil everywhere. I didn't even say the dill at the end here, and all sorts of basils. They tried to fill in all these gaps so that the whole garden was very full, which on the one hand is great, but on the other hand, you get some problems because like this squash leaf is entirely shading out that one nasturtium, but whatever, you can't have everything, I guess. This basil seems to be doing okay in the shade, this particular one. Not as good as the ones that get some sun like that. Another nasturtium on the end here, which again, it's trucks. Yeah. So this is, I will definitely continue to plant these. They're very pretty and bushy, and they grow really easily, so I love that. This is the melon plant, which is starting to take off really well. It is flowering. It doesn't have any fruit on it yet. These are all male flowers, but I mean, it looks really healthy. There's two of them here. Got cucumbers on all of the plants, I believe. Doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, well, I'm gonna have so many tomatoes, you guys, which is not a complaint. That makes me happy. Like, oh yeah, so here's another one of the ones I thought was a problem. This is the one I think might be a a Brandywine, but I don't know because it's another saved seed from a random tomato I liked. And it is fruiting. There's a little fruit on it back. You can probably, it's so hard to aim the camera back there, you guys. There it is. I'm flowering, and it has started to really recover too. So just taking care of it. It's still not the healthiest looking plant in the garden, but it no longer worries me so much, so it'll be fine. And like I said, all of these cucumbers, you can get a good shot of this trellis. I'm so glad we got these cattle panel trellis. I love them so much. Look at that. All right, so that's pretty much everything. That's enough. You guys don't need to see every single thing. I'm just, I'll kind of do a whole shot here. I'm just so happy with the garden here in Maine. I know people here complain about the short growing season, but to me, it feels luxurious. All of this rain, all of this life, all of this natural fertility, good soil. So love it, love it. I'm enjoying every day out here. I have a hard time not coming out here and just hanging out. As a matter of fact, I want to turn some of this area eventually, and James agrees with me, we will make it into a little garden sitting area, and maybe around the edge put like we'll edge this with like a 1 foot or 2 foot area of soil at some point and make like a flower garden, and then put in a bench and some lawn chairs or something and make a little sitting area out here, because sitting in your garden when you put all this work into it is one of the great joys life affords you. at least affords me. This just makes me so happy. Anyway, so I hope you're all having as wonderful a day as I am. I love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.